Hello, everybody, and welcome back to I've Got Next. Today, we have a special guest. Her name is Miss Blaque Ivory. Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
All right, all right. Well, again, thank you for having me. I am Mistress Blaque Ivory. I am the CEO and founder of Blaque Luxury LLC, which is a mobile massage therapy services. I also am a CEO of Blaque Ivorys Lair, which is a founding of intimacy coaching. So if you find your partner and yourself are at a loss of how to spice up date night or simply needing to have alternative uh, items for conversation, I am your
Okay.
lady. So
Okay.
we bring all of our services to you via social media, websites, or in person, depending on where you're located. So
Okay. Where are you currently located for the mobile massage and everything?
for right now, I am in Chicago, so I services all of the state of Illinois.
Okay. 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 Now, a couple questions
Sure.
because I've heard of intimacy coach,
Yes.
but how do you get into something like that?
Well, for myself, it came from my background, a desire to help my friends in their partnerships. I have, shall I say, dabbled in a long term relationship in the polyamorous lifestyle,
Okay.
and just helping my friends, either find partners or elevate where they're at with their partners, or unfortunately even sometimes the downside of going through divorce and separation. But my ultimate goal for what I do is to keep partners together healthy and whole.
Okay. Okay. And then the other side of that is the mobile. You said massage. Like, how did you get into that? So I'm going to ask about both of your
No,
companies.
no worries, no worries, no worries at all. Being a mobile massage therapist, my background is actually in skincare and body work. So in the state of Washington, I'm a licensed esthetician. So it kind of span from there, along with my lifestyle stuff. But I'm a believer in touch is the lover of the soul, so we
Okay.
all desire to be touched in some form or fashion, whether it's mentally or physically. And with the mobile massage, my focus is clinical therapy, which is if you have a sports injury or some type of trauma to the body, I help you on your path to recovery from that. But I also do all of the shiatsu, the Thai massage, all the relaxation massages as well.
Okay.
But my desire is to have hands that help you. So if I
Okay.
can help you along your journey, I'm your lady. So
So, how, like, do you get into everything? Like, so, because I know you didn't wake up one day, and I say this all the time. I did not wake up one day and say, I'm going to start a podcast. I never was going to start a podcast. I didn't wake up one day and say I was going to own my own recruiting firm. It were steps to it. So, what were like your steps?
you know, it kind of was like that for me. because only because I a long time have been a social introvert, and
Okay.
I was so tired of feeling left out all the time. I wanted to be in the inner circle. I wanted to be a part of the fun people, but I never knew how because I had more fun being by myself, and I didn't feel like I had to quote unquote entertain someone.
Okay.
So getting into skincare was like, okay, what do the ladies do for fun? And a lot of them at the time they were going to spa and having a good time, but I was like, oh, I don't want to be touched like that. So, but I didn't want to be touched, but I knew I could touch. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I can decide who I service, and it's fun and it gets me meeting people. So let me just try it. So I went to school for it, and I found that I really enjoyed it. The the hard part about it was I still had to come up with a way to get out of my social shyness, right? So I'm like, okay, so how do I do that? I have no idea. There's not like a book that tells you how to not be shy. You know what I mean? So it's like, so I started taking classes like for dance, and I fell in love with burlesque entertainment, burlesque dancing. Most people just say, "Oh, you're just a stripper." It's like, no, I'm an entertainer. Yes, I do. At some point, you do remove your clothing items, but it's not just for the sake of being nude. It's for the sake of they notice me, they see me when I'm entertaining. This is my ticket. I can do this, and I like to be naked, what I mean? So it's like, hey, this is like right up my alley. So along my journey, I have learned to kind of combine all of the elements that make Blaque Ivorys Lair. So I do host the adult night out, which typically involves erotic poetry and the burlesque entertainment. But I also do cooking shows, episodes. So it's like I try to do a variety because I want to meet people on a level that they can connect with me.
Okay. Okay. So, your story of being really, really shy, because I don't see that at all right now. I'm going to be completely honest. Okay, so
No, this is a build up. Trust me, it took me a while, a couple hours to get my head in the moment of I've got to be on camera. I'm going to be on camera.
okay, okay, okay. Let's say somebody's in your same situation.
Mm-hmm.
As far as okay, I'm not a social person, but I have a story. I have a message I want to get out.
Okay.
What would you tell them are some of the steps that you need to take in, or what would you tell them that they need to kind of do? Because you could have the best business idea, have everything together, but if you can't speak,
If you can't get it out there,
nobody will ever know. So
yes,
how did you
yes.
get over that?
It was a couple things. First, my history, my background is I'm a pastor's kid, so I grew up watching my mom speak to the public, right? So if I tell someone that what they can do, I would always tell them to, if you stick with your passion, if you stick with something that you enjoy doing, you'll be able to talk about it because you already love it.
Okay.
Now, how you present it, that really, it really is going to be you finding your element. Now, at first, my brand wasn't my face because I wasn't sure how people would accept me as a person. So I had a lot of people do voiceovers and things of that nature to get my message out there until I became comfortable with telling my own story.
Okay.
Now you can either do that or you can do like beta trials, like with your friends, like say, hey, I'm gonna invite 10 people over for the night. We're gonna have drinks, we're gonna eat, but in this session, I'm going to present my business to you. I want you can tell me what things I should try to do differently so that I can get practice in my comfort zone, sharing my story or my testimony, whatever you want to call it. I had to do that a couple times too, because it took me a while to get comfortable talking to people that I didn't know. Now I can talk to you if I know you or if I've seen you before. I feel like I've made some type of connection because you want to talk to me. But as far as still going up to someone in the line at Starbucks, I ain't gonna talk to you. It might be hard pressed for me to even give you my business card, but I might leave it somewhere where I think you might find it. Only because the spur of the moment conversations they're tricky because you don't know what someone's going to ask you. Even though you may have an answer, you may not be comfortable with how you deliver your answer.
Okay.
You always want to be understood, but sometimes it gets quote unquote lost in translation and it may not come out the way you want it, but the intent is there. But the point is to keep trying it, and to record yourself holding a conversation with someone, because then you can, learn how to, instead of doing the ahs and ums, take a moment to just pause and be quiet. Because all that and is your brain thinking. It's trying to come up with the next thing to say. So it's just little practice tools.
So let me ask you this question. Have you seen an uptick in your business since you made yourself the face of your business?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because when people meet me, they're listening for the voice. They're listening to what sound they connect with the image. And if at first they didn't hear me, so they were always be kind of skeptical that I'm actually the person that's going to be out there presenting at the time or doing the dance or whatever it is I'm going to be doing for the evening. But when I get out there, just like, oh my gosh, that really is her. That so I had to learn to be confident in myself and what I'm delivering to my clientele. Because if I'm not comfortable with it or not confident, it's gonna show. It's gonna show. So
Definitely. I definitely agree.